Hello, everyone. If you guys are able to hear me properly, I welcome you all on Tuesday's live show. If you guys are able to hear me properly, please say yes or just give me a thumbs up. Okay. And I'm looking for at least 30 or 40 viewers on TikTok. I've got like 7 viewers on Facebook and I think on YouTube. You can start posting your comments, guys. But I'm looking for a little bit more people on TikTok. I'm going to take questions on all platforms. The preferred destination for taking questions is always YouTube and Facebook because we are able to display the question, so it is easier for everyone to see the question and relate it to themselves. So that helps everyone. Okay, I've got 5 viewers on TikTok. TikTok viewers can easily attract more viewers by just double tapping the screen. Okay, and if you guys are able to hear me, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, so first of all, I've got this question from Hi, sir. Subsequent entry for visa 494 processing time in Western Australia. So, look, a 494 take more or less. These are subsequent entrant visa can take up to 8 to 12 months, sometimes a bit longer. So that's just a standard time across the board. Okay. Just Sidhu sir, 494 visa nomination processing time. So 494 is a regional based visa, and that means regional based visas have quicker processing times, up to 3 to 4 months, I would say. But these processing times can vary depending upon the number of application the Department of Home Affairs is processing at that particular point in time, and also how complete your application is. So if your application is lacking some documents, obviously you expect them to send you a different kind of requests to ask for those documents, and then the processing times generally increase. So if you guys are watching my video for the first time, live show for the first time, and if you haven't hit that follow or subscribe button, please do it now. And I'm looking for especially my TikTok followers, I'm looking for all of you guys to double tap the screen so we can get some more viewers. 50 is always my preference, because 50 people, if we have 50 people, we have wide variety of questions. Okay. Avinesh, Abhishesh Kaziram, sir, I think your question is already answered. If you guys have any questions, if you're watching me on Facebook or YouTube, please post the questions there. I'm also looking at TikTok questions as well at the same time. Okay. I've got so many questions coming. So let me start with cancer. I'm 485 visa and I have 23 months to go. What will be option for me? Please, can you inform me? So cancer, if you're looking for options, even if you're on 485 visa, definite option for PR pathway. Send us a message on WhatsApp +61 452 169. You don't need to waste any single moment. Okay, things can still work out for you. Connect with us right away. Send us a message on WhatsApp so my education counselor can have a quick chat with you and then discuss what pathways you may have. Time frame for 491 visa grant, EN Tasmania lodged 5 months ago. So nurses are also in priority, and you expect. But what I have seen, I haven't seen many ENs visa granted on time. But yes, and registered nurses, they do. So it's just a matter of waiting. It's just a waiting game for you. Jasid is asking, when is Victoria opening for EOIs? Very good question. So states are still waiting for their final allocation, and I believe we are coming to that point in time when it could be given out today or tomorrow, anytime between next 1 week. Could be this weekend, could be by this weekend, or maybe mid next week. So once the states receive their allocation, then they will start opening their portals. We had a seminar with Migration Queensland today, and they mentioned that this has been the proper nomination places have been discussed already in the parliament, and it is just that the number will come out with and that will come very very soon. Okay, and Queensland is opening for their ROIs from 19th of September 2025. That has been already declared, so that means we are coming very very close. Guys, if you haven't watched my video that I recently posted about Queensland migration or criteria, you must do so. And that information came in today, and I was able to make a video right away. So that has a lot of information, especially for migration Queensland. I think that video is still uploading, so it should be online in next 10-15 minutes maybe. Okay. Okay, I have a question from Shubham Kalekar, ICT business analyst, programming system analyst, software and application developer 18995. Can I get invite for initial 190 rounds? Can I get invite in initial 190 rounds? Look, your points are pretty good. Okay, I can only wish you all the best. There's nothing that I can suggest to you. We got to understand that current priority for most of the states is construction. Not pretty much so for Victoria, but if we look at other states, Western Australia, Queensland also announced that today, and New South Wales as well. So we do have a lot of people, um, a lot of states who are just prioritizing construction-related occupations. So guys, you can't call me during the live show. You can't call me. No calls will be taken, especially on WhatsApp, and I'm not taking calls today. I haven't decided if I'll take calls today. But if you stay with me for a bit longer, then we can just see how live show is going. On the basis of that, I'll decide whether to take calls or not. Okay, so I was answering Shubham's question. So Shubham, your points are very good, and I think you may have better chances even for 189 as well if that comes, and if they selected IT related occupations. And obviously, Victoria do send invites for IT related occupations. We don't know the exact numbers so far for state nomination, and on the basis of that, um, the state decides kind of occupation they're going to invite. But like we have seen from offshore, they do still invite IT occupations, especially in New South Wales, Sydney, as well as in Melbourne. So all the best to you. Just Sidhu is asking RN any seat, 75 points for 189 and 80 for 190. EY lodged in Feb 2025, chances of invite. So just as you know, 491 and 190 are state-based visas. So depending on the state you're living in, you need to look at their criteria. Can Ian get invited at 75 points? Can RN get invited at 75 points? Yes, they can. But I would recommend you, if you have any opportunity to increase your points, please go for it. It can make a huge difference. Kushdeep Singh is asking Ian in essay, 100 points for 491. Look, in essay, there's a lot of competition, especially the Ians who were working within Adelaide. They had relatively less chances as compared to the ones who were working in outer regional. So if you are Ian in South Australia, outer regional is the key for you. Love for cricket, food technologist. I think love for cricket, you have asked this question in the past as well. Nothing has changed since then. So I can't look these the questions that are related to how much chances and all those you're going to have. These questions does not really make any contribution to the live shows. The reason being, if you get invited, you get invited. I can only share the data from our clients. And I can't share anyone else's data, especially coded. We can definitely have a look at the statistics, but that only gives us a bit of indication what number of points, how many people are waiting for invites. But again, that data cannot be trusted too fully, because those numbers, there are a lot of people who do multiple EUIs, 10, 5, 10, 15 different EUIs, and that's why that data is also not 100% accurate. So the best is, if you are really looking for an indication, okay, I will show you here. Just give me 1 sec. I'm going to show you here on my screen. Just give me 1 sec. I'm going to show you my screen here. Okay, here. So I generally go 189 round. And generally, this is the first link that you get from Department of Home Affairs website, okay, which shows you different rounds, and it shows you this current round, okay, that happened on 21st of August. And you can see they have given the list of occupations as well as the number of points, which is also known as tie break point they were invited at. So Someone was asking biotechnologists, they were invited at 90 points. So if you had 90 points, you may have been invited. So all these occupations are mentioned here, as well as the number of points they were mentioned, they were invited at. So that is your um, sort of accurate data, or that is a reference point in terms of your points. So if you're anywhere like 5 or 10 points lower than that, and you're expecting 189 invite, then I think the chances are very, very limited. So you got to be very practical about your approach. Okay. Nakbi Mia is asking, will childcare worker be eligible for Queensland nomination in 2026? So when we talk about a childcare worker, you are not going to be eligible at all. Reason being, childcare worker is a skill level 4 occupation, and you can't do nomination under state nomination program 49190 if your occupation is not in the standard list. Okay, but can you go as a early childhood teacher? Yes, ECT can be done, but don't say early childhood teacher is skill level 1, childcare worker is skill level 4. You got to understand these levels. The game is of these levels. Okay. Nakubi is asking, how long does ART take after the have accepted the expedite process for TU 500 refusal? So if they have, if they have given you the priority, or they have accepted your request for expedited ART, it can still take 4 to 5 months. So what happens? First, ART looks at your application. They make decision on that. If it is remitted, it gets remitted to the Department of Home Affairs, and then the Department of Home Affairs again looks at your application. They also look at again all the criteria. Then they can either give you a visa or probably cancel, refuse it again for some other reason. So depends upon different circumstances. But yeah, it can still take 4 to 5 months. Okay, guys, if you're watching me live on TikTok, please do not forget to hit that follow button. And when you post your question, please make sure you post your question once only, and wait for me to pick your question for answering. Okay. So if you want to ask something, try to give me as much as detail as possible. That is allowed by the number of characters that you can use to put in the comment box. Better you write your discuss your scenario with me, the better I would be able to answer your question. The purpose of these live shows is to provide you generic information. It may not apply to your individual circumstances. So if you're looking for information that applies to your individual circumstances, you're required to book appointment from our website. So if you're on TikTok, it is you can see that in the banner behind me. And if you're on Facebook as well as on YouTube, you can see the appointment link scrolling on the screen at the bottom. Okay. My question, next question is from Sonu. Hello, sir. I got positive skills assessment as a hotel manager. I started working as a hotel manager. So, Sonu, in terms of claiming work experience points, you can claim 1 year of work experience point if you have worked at the relevant skill level. Okay, very, very important for you to understand relevant skill level. Okay, and you also need to discuss that with a migration agent too. So I'm not your advisor, so I can't really say much, but if you have a migration agent, probably ask them this question. So generically, if you have used 1 year of work experience after the qualification to get your skills assessment, and if that work experience is done at appropriate skill level, okay, then it is doable. Meka Mohan, I'm not sure. Meka, what was your question? Hi, sir. I'm planning to send my wife to Australia for master's study for 2 years, so I can go with as a dependent. Can I? So as we were planning for education loan, but I applied for PR. That's okay. So both processes are different. You can apply for you can apply for student visa, and you can also apply for permanent residency side by side. Both visas have their own criteria. Okay. Shubham, I'm asking whether Victoria will open this week or next week. I believe once they receive the full allocation, Probably they'll take 1 or 2 weeks. So maybe next 1 to 2 weeks or little bit longer. Preet Dillon is asking, can you apply 186 a direct entry as a cook? Absolutely, you can, because for 186 a core skill list applies, and core skill list has one cook occupation there as well. So you can apply 186 as a cook too. No problems whatsoever with that. Oh, just give me one. Just give me a sec, guys. I think we are having some issue with the voice. Are you guys able to hear me now? Preet, are you able to hear me now? Okay, sorry. I had. I think the volume was at absolute minimum. I am so sorry for for this mix-up, but thanks for letting me know. Okay. Okay. So Preet was asking, can you apply 186 direct entry as a cook? Absolutely, you can, because for cooks and chefs, or for 186 direct entry, core skill list applies, and core skill list has cook as well in it. So you can apply for direct entry cook if that list does not change in future. Okay, guys. So we have lots of questions on TikTok as well. I'll continue taking questions on TikTok, on Facebook, and all the platforms wherever. But my preference is always to look at the questions that are posted on TikTok on priority, as on Facebook and on YouTube on priority, because I can show and display the question as well. Okay. Leo is asking, can I start lodging UI with English test results? Remember, guys, for you to lodge your EUI, there are minimum requirements. First one, you must have minimum of 65 points. Okay. Second, you must have skills assessment. Okay. You must have 6 each in English, or you must have a passport to waive that 6 each requirements. Otherwise, you can't do EUI. Have you represented any 501s? TZA depends what kind of 501 is. That character cancellation, and if it was a vacuum and all that. I haven't done anything like that in the past, but it doesn't mean I can't do. Okay, so I have done lots of cases for the first time and with a very very high and positive outcome. So that's not a problem. So if you want to discuss a complex case with me, I need to understand your scenario first. Best thing to do is to head to my website and book appointment from here. Okay, so guys, continue asking questions on YouTube as well as on Facebook as well as on TikTok. Preferred destination is always Facebook and YouTube, because I'm able to show question to everyone. But I'm also taking question on TikTok too. So CHE Chetiyadi Sai Naike. So that's a long number. Chetiyadi Sai Naike. I'm accountant. I have 105 points for 491 work, but I lived in Metro in Victoria. Will I be invited? I don't think so. Very limited chances accountant. So if you are working as an accountant, okay, in if you're not in regional area, then you're only eligible for 190. And I'm not sure what priorities they may have this financial year. Most states are preferring um, trade related occupations, construction related trade occupations. Not sure what is going to be the priority for Victoria. We will wait for final allocation. But in the past, Victoria has invited accountants, but the salary should be very, very high and superior English. These are some of the considerations they have in most cases, in most chances. ਸਿਮਰਨ ਅਗਰ ਜੇ 186 ਦੇ 189 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ draftsperson ਨੂੰ select ਕੀਤਾ, I think at 90 points you have some chances. Jaya Raju is asking, any chance for 491 with 80 points in retail pharmacist? Construction, again, health related occupation. I don't really look, it is a health related occupation, but the problem is a lot of people are getting this retail pharmacist skills assessment, so the crowd is growing. Let me quickly have a look if I can find how many people are waiting. Let me check how many people are waiting. Retail pharmacist. Okay, guys, if you are someone looking to change course, or you want to study a PR related course on your 485 visa, or you are holding a student visa but your current course does not lead you to PR, then if you're looking to discuss course change related matter, simply send us a message on WhatsApp, and you can use this number +61 452 169 200. We'll be happy to help. Okay. And if you have anything that you can't post, you can also post your question in WhatsApp as well. I would recommend everyone, if you're watching my live show, you can please add this number on WhatsApp, no matter what country, where you are located, because we do post many videos and links on our WhatsApp status as well, informative videos and things like that. So you get benefit out of that. If you guys want to discuss your case with me, the best is to book appointment, and you can do so from our website at www.ems.com.au. Okay. Okay, so I was looking at a retail pharmacist. I've got this data in front of me. So retail pharmacists, we have like thousands of them for 190. So this table shows me how many people have applied for 190. I can't really tell which states, but it seems it is a pretty crowded occupation in that sense. We have roughly the competition reduces after 90 or 95 points, but at 80, 75, 70, 65 points, we have roughly maybe 6,000-7,000 people. Big number. Because it is easier to get a skills assessment as a retail pharmacist. Park Road, can we apply 485 visa if on student visa is more than 6 months remaining? That's a very good question. Can you apply for a 485 visa if your student visa is still remaining for 6 months? Yes, absolutely you can, as long as you meet 485 criteria. And one of the criteria to meet for 485 visa is to hold a student visa at the time of lodgement of 485, or you must have held a student visa within 6 months at the time of lodgement. Okay, so if you need assistance, please send us a message on WhatsApp. If it is a 485 visa matter only, sometimes we bypass the appointment, if you know that you're definitely going to sign up. Even if you book appointment, any money that you pay in the appointment or for booking the appointment will contribute towards your final quote, so you don't lose anything. So please head to my website and book appointment. But if you are not able to book appointment, you can simply send us a message on WhatsApp. Our WhatsApp number is +61 452 169. Okay. So if you guys are watching my live show for the first time, and if you haven't hit that follow button, please do it now. Okay. Let's keep going. So I had a question from from Prince. Sorry, I got confused. Prince Patel is asking about Painter. What is the process about Painter, or what is the news about painters? So painters are also invited for 189, but I think at 80 points. And some states would also invite painters too. So if you talk about South Australia, painter were not in high priority. They went for like 491 invitations last financial year. This year we're still waiting. Okay. So many questions are coming on TikTok. I'm trying my best, guys. Okay, just Shubham is asking, does Victoria allow nominations right away? No, they do take a little bit of time. They have to check their criteria and probably compare it with previous year and bring in new criteria, and then they're going to, open the portals for. Okay, ultra Lictio, how come people got 1 year working holiday visa on Indian passport? Oh, that's a very good question. Because they allowed 462 visa. That is a latest visa. It's a lottery visa. So you do expression of interest, and then some people, only 1,000 people will be selected every year. So it's a trial basis, I think, for 3 years. And some people have got working holiday visa under that plan. So not only India, but there are a few other countries as well. I think Vietnam is another. There are a few other countries there too for that working holiday visa. Ijao is asking, sir, marketing specialist, 95 points, Victoria 190, will I get invited? If you are currently based in Victoria, if you are getting very high salary, then chances are there, because marketing related occupations are required in bigger cities. But I would recommend you don't rely too much on them. Okay. Also prepare for other options if your visa is running out soon, maybe employer sponsored visa. Gurveer is asking 90 points, welfare worker 190, Victoria, salary $1 lakh. So Gurveer, same question, same answer. I think you are there almost every live show and you ask the same question. Let Victoria get open, let them announce their criteria, and then see what is possible in your case. So generically, eye on regional, no matter what state you are living in, if your points are not very high, eye on regional areas. So if you are in Melbourne, probably find a job in regional area, and then this will definitely help for 491 as well as 190, because you can get 190 while you are living in regional, but you can't get 491 while you're living in city. Okay, so that's the key here. गुफा वाला बाबा किद्दा बाबा बाबा जी ठीक है तुम दसो. Okay. I have, I think, answered most of the questions. Okay, core 45561 direct entry processing time as aged care worker under LA in Perth. Thanks, sir. So again, all the labor agreement type of visas, that they are processed separately and on priority. Okay. I haven't done any 186 under LA, so I can't really give like practical data in that sense, but I believe they are in priority if you have gone in labor agreement stream. Jojo is asking, am I available in office tomorrow? Absolutely. So I am based in Adelaide, South Australia. If you want to come and see me in office, make sure you have given me a call before. So make sure that I'm in office, and you also need to book appointment, and you can select online appointment if you want to do it online, or office appointment, which is available from Monday to Friday only. You must book it first, so we know that you would be coming. Vivan is asking, 30 hours per week considered as 20 hours or calculated as 30 hours on pro rata basis for 186. Very good question. You don't count it pro rata basis. So basically, your employment has to be full-time equivalent of 3 years. Okay. So if you are working 30 hours in some weeks, you can't basically Look, 30/20 wouldn't really matter as long as you are able to provide a full-time equivalent. If you have worked like 30 hours, then it is as good as 20 hours. So basically it would be part-time, say 50% part-time or 0.5% part-time equivalent, or full-time equivalent 0.5 full-time equivalent. So 20 hours if you're working per week, or even if you're working 30 hours per week, you combine 20 or 30, that makes 1 week basically. Okay, either way, you can't uh, do whole thing on pro rata basis. What I'm trying to explain is, um, you need minimum duration of 3 years, so you can't do that in 2.5 years and include additional hours more than 38. So don't consider it like this. So it has to be minimum 3 years. Okay, and during those 3 years, if during some time you have worked part-time, then you need to convert that part-time into full-time equivalent. Geo, sir, should I study ECT or secondary? I did Bachelor of AU IELTS, blah, blah, blah. Should I do? Jao, if you are not sure what to do, please send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll get my education counselor to have a chat with you. We need to know how long your current visa is valid for, what have you been doing so far, your financial capacity, your number of points, and where are you currently located, and your current visa. Those are some of the considerations that we have to use to make assessment. So send us a message on WhatsApp and I'll get my education counselor to give you a call back. Okay, Core is asking, big company with 29 facilities, but they are first time sponsor. That's fine, Core. It doesn't really matter. Even if you're a first time sponsor, your visa should get granted as per the rules and regulations. Just Karan Singh is saying chances for RN 75 points for 189. I think 75 points, if you have recently gained those 75 points, then limited. But if you have been waiting at 75 points for a long time, you may make it to the tie break point. Lashes by Elena. Elena, you can book appointment with me by visiting our website www.eems.com.au. The consultation charges are $165, but if you sign up with us in future for any services, that money will become part of the final quote. The sign up has to happen within 3 to 6 months. Okay, and you also get 2 or 3 email follow-ups as well within 3 months of the booking consultation, so you don't lose anything. Uh, our purpose at Endeavor Education and Migration Services is to give you guys the best opportunity to get the best possible advice available. Okay, it is not always about money, it is about life. So that's why I always say our priority at Endeavor Education and Migration Services is to get you onto your PR pathways quickly as possible. And we can only do that if you give us opportunity to take your case and advise you in your case. Pratik is asking, ECT 80 for 189, 85 for 190 New South. What are the chances for mutations? So Pratik, again, we are not sure about New South Wales new criteria yet, but at 80 points, can you get 190? You would be competing with a lot of people unless they gave a large number of invitations, which is less likely. There are limited chances at 80 points, even if we are talking of 189 or at 85 points in New South Wales, because they may give like 100 or 200 ECT invitations. And if there are more than 200 or 300 people above you, then you may not get selected. So my recommendation, anyone who is based in New South Wales, my recommendation would be to find a job in regional New South Wales as ECT, because that is going to help you build your profile for 491 as well, if there's a direct 491 state nomination pathway available this year, as well as it increases your chances for 189 as well, sorry, 190 as well. Cutoff for chef. So chefs were not invited for 189 in this financial year. This question was from Carpe Daim. This question was, I think, was stopped by TikTok. Okay, Vivan, I work 30 hours per week for 3 years constantly. 3 years consistently means it will be considered 20 hours. Yes, yeah. So 30 hours for 3 years would become equivalent to uh, maybe 20, 25, 20, 22 months. That should be fine. If that is your question, if you just if you ask me question like that, that means it is equivalent to 23 or 22 or 23 months. Okay, guys, continue bringing questions on YouTube as well as on Facebook too. Richard is asking, Richard shared this live. I want everyone, all of you out there who are watching my live show on TikTok especially, let's double tap the screen and please help in sharing this live on your TikTok so we can get a wide variety of questions. Samriddha Adhikari, is there any invitation round happening recently in Canberra? I don't know. What has happened, some states have been given some interim quota. I think Queensland have been given, I think, 200 places, Western Australia, South Australia, as well as Tasmania. So they have been given a little bit of interim quota while the states are waiting for final quota from Department of Home Affairs. But is there any round happening from ACT? I'm not aware of that, but that information may come up. um, Biku Malin, if I had crimes in Bangladesh, can use my brother ID? I'm not sure what is your purpose. Trisha, Western Australia, how long SBS take to get? So SBS can take up to 2 to 3 months, 8 to 12 weeks generally, but in some cases it can take a bit longer. Doesn't really stop you because as long as the business has been active in the area for a while, they have proper records and ASIC and all that. SBS generally does not get stopped. Okay, so it can happen. Don't wait for SBS. If you have nomination, if you want to know lodge nomination, go for it, even if the SBS application is in process. Okay. Gondal was asking, visit visa chance from Pakistan for self-funded leadership conference at UTS with no travel history. So Gondal, visitor visas are always tricky. Okay. Okay, 95 491 general accountant in New South Wales regional early chance visa is expiring. So if pathway one, if you're eligible for pathway one, and if the pathway one is still on this financial year, you can still get 491. But if your time is running out and your employer is not willing to sponsor you as yet, probably choose other options such as training visa. Singh is asking, I am in Australian working holiday 417 and looking for PR in Australia. Please help me. So, Singh, if you want to discuss your PR pathway, please head to my website at www.ems.com.au and please book appointment from there. Ravil, my student visa refused in 2022, but now I'm in UK, completed my master, so now I can apply again. Can you apply for Australian visa again? You have like a refusal 3 years back. If any university accepts you in Australia, go for it. Gupawala Baba is saying, could you be able to release me? I'm not sure, Gupawala Baba, आप क्या चाहते हो? Where do you want to get released? 86824387 95 points. I think I've addressed your question. High processing time for 186 DE under labor agreement in Perth aged care. I think I have addressed this question as well. Okay, guys, let's double tap the screen and continue asking questions. I am reading questions on TikTok. So if you're on YouTube and on Facebook, I'm reading the question to you as well. And you also have the answer. We're also having general discussion. Trisha is asking, sir, the massage shop is active. The massage shop is active till 4 years, but all contractors. I'm only on TFN. So Trisha, can't really say much, dear. Okay. Generally when you apply for SBS or any of the sponsorship and all that, whether you go under Dharma labor agreement or you go under standard streams, the department wants to see that that people are employed. Okay, they want to see that people are employed. And when we talk about employment, I'm talking of ABN. I'm not talking of, sorry, ABN, but I'm talking of employment on TFN. Okay, so if you are employed, and if there are businesses that have lots of people employed just under ABN, those kind of businesses generally have problems getting approvals from the Department of Home Affairs. And that's across the board under DAMA as well, and under standard employer sponsored visas too. Sherab Jamsho is saying, my student visa is valid till March 2026. Will it be late for skills assessment? I'm not sure what is the first part of your question, Sherab. Jean and Kezia is asking, hello, I'm accountant still included in Queensland. I've seen videos of new requirements. That's great. Is the accountant still included in Queensland? We don't know because the list is to be published. So list has not been published, but I believe there would be. But would you get invited or not? That depends on many factors. Okay. So Queensland pays a lot of attention to wage in this financial year and location. If you're working for a regional employer and you have a very, very strong employment, then you may have a chance. Rajat Lamba, high 189 carpenter, 65 points. Very high chances. Maybe in the not, if not in the next round, maybe the following round. And you could also get invited for 190 from the state where you're living in if you're if you're employed. Dylan Sydney, bro, visa khatam ho raya December ch offshore visa ਦਾ ਕੀ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸ ਹੈ? ਸੋ Dylan Sydney, offshore visa ਦਾ ਰਿਸਪੌਂਸ ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਅਗਰ ਜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ enough ਮਤਲਬ ਲਾਈਨ ਅਪ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਡਿਗਰੀਜ਼ ਐਂਡ ਆਲ ਦੈਟ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਪਾਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਹੋਰ ਕੋਈ ਆਪਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ, ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਆਪਸ਼ਨਸ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਬਟ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਿਸਕਸ਼ਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹਦੇ ਏਜੰਟ ਕੋਲ ਗਏ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਫਾਈਲ ਕਦੇ ਅਸੈਸ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀਤਾ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ। I would recommend you please head to my website and book appointment. Website ਦਾ ਐਡਰੈਸ ਇਹ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਹੋਇਆ, $165 appointment ਦੇ, ਪਰ ਫਿਊਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਈਨ ਅਪ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤਾਂ ਉਹ that money will become part of the final course, so you don't lose anything. Okay, I have a question on YouTube. Sir, does someone graduating in diploma from Nepal in 2023 can apply for student visa for bachelor's degree? I do have 1 year of work experience, so does study gap matter? If you have 1 year of work experience, that is really good. You can try, probably reach out to any agency in your locality and probably get your profile assessed from there. Okay. All right. If you guys are watching me on TikTok and if you haven't hit that follow button so far, please do it now. And if you're watching me on YouTube or on Facebook, please hit that subscribe or follow button as well. Luke, sir, engineering technologist, any scope for PR assessment done 90 points. Job is going to be critical, so you can also eye on 190 and 491 visas, because for engineers at 90 points, 189 is too competitive. Mani Kalsi, hey, I'm bricklayer, I have 6 years experience, but I can do what kind of visa I can apply for. So Mani Kalsi, kithe ho tusi? Bricklayer 6 saalan te ho tusi, ho kithe? Where are you located? Are you based in Australia or you're based in other country? If you have 6 years of full-time work experience as a bricklayer and you are able to get 6 each minimum score in English, and if your work experience is valid in books and you're able to justify that work experience, this is the best time to apply for Australian visa, provided you're able to bear the expenses, because Australian visas are expensive and there are multiple steps involved. So Mani Kalsi, je tusi apply karna chahde ho ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਨਾਲ appointment book ਕਰ ਲਓ. You can head to my website at www.ems.com.au and book appointment from there. And if you just want to have a quick chat, I can get Manjot to have a chat with you. Or if you are in Adelaide, then that is fine as well. We can help you with that. If you are in Adelaide, if your bricklayer work experience is available and justifiable in books, then you can apply for general skill migration and you can apply for skills assessment through overseas skill assessment pathway. Okay, ਮੈਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਐਡਲੇਡ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅੱਜ ਤੱਕ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਸੀ, ਕਿਹੜਾ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਹੈ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ? Choden86 is saying, what happens if I lodge another nomination with different employer after being nominated already? It all depends. So you can lodge another nomination if you have lodged one nomination already with another employer. It is just entirely up to you. Which one do you want to get approved? Okay. Can you do language cert test? You can. I'm not sure what is your problem in terms of English, but there, even if you are not able to get 6 each, even if you're able to get 5, you can get employer sponsored visa as well if you've got 6 years of work experience. So employer sponsored visa is also possible, even 186 direct entry too. For direct entry, you need 6 each, but under Dama labor agreement, you could do 494 as well. So there are multiple options, money. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅਪਾਇੰਟਮੈਂਟ ਬੁੱਕ ਕਰ ਲਓ, ਠੀਕ ਹੈ, ਤੇ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਾਂ ਡਿਟੇਲ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। 485 ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਵਧੀਆ ਵੀਜ਼ਾ ਹੈ ਨਾ। 485 ਵੀਜ਼ਾ is a good visa to move on to other visa. Okay, I have a question from Simran. Simran Chima is asking, last round 190 ਤੇ ਆਇਆ ਸਿਵਲ ਇੰਜੀਨੀਅਰਿੰਗ ਡਰਾਫਟ ਪਰਸਨ ਦਾ ਬੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ। So last round 90 te aaya civil engineering draft person. Let me first have a look. Okay, so let me share the screen with you. This is a question from Simran. So Simran is saying they got invitation. Civil engineering drafts person got invitation at 90 points. Yes, they did. Civil engineering technician and draft person, they got invitation at 90 points. But we also have to look at NA and that star thing. Okay, so let me read that NA and star thing. Okay, so they're saying if it is star, results could indicate that no EOIs were available to be invited, or EOIs were available but did not meet parameters to receive an invitation. So does that make sense? So if you see, so they are saying not available. So that means they haven't, I don't think they have invited many people. Okay. So they have given this data here, but I don't think they have given like large number of invitations here. I can also have a quick look how many people are waiting as a civil engineer drafts person. Okay. So civil engineer draft persons, at 90, we only have 20 points. So are you asking we have any, if we have any chances in the next financial year? I look at 90 points, we have less than 20 EOIs. So if they invited even 20 or 10 or 5 people, then you would get invited. Someone is asking, bachelor in software engineering done from University of New South Wales. Can restaurant owner sponsor me? I don't have restaurant experience, no hospitality qualification. So you have to get this assessment. Can a restaurant owner help you with sponsorship? Depends where the restaurant is located and what kind of work experience do you have in restaurant. Okay, but in most employer sponsored visas you require work experience and relevant qualification. Okay, these are the requirements, general requirements. Okay, all right guys, so I am now going to I'm going to answer some questions first. I want to apply 189 and 190. I put EOI on skills, like are those the only steps needed? So 68, I can't really tell much. There are so many things that you need to keep in mind before EOI. Your EOI is the backbone of your Australian PR. So make sure you do it correctly, and professional help is always important, because in the past I have come across many cases where people have done their EOIs themselves and they didn't know what to claim and what not to claim. Okay, so if you get invited on an EY where you have claimed points incorrectly or you haven't given them the right information, then it is going to be very, very difficult because you can't convert that invitation into a visa lodgement. Okay, very, very important. So make sure you take professional help because it does really help. Okay, if you guys are watching my live for the first time and if you haven't hit that follow button so far, please do it now. My name is Mahinder Singh and I am a registered migration agent. We are based in Adelaide, South Australia. So if you want to book appointment with me, you can do so from our website. You are located anywhere in Australia, we can connect on Zoom or any video call. And if you're based in South Australia, you can come to our office and you can also do it on Zoom as well. We can assist you anywhere in Australia. We deal in student visas, 485s, general skilled migration, 189, 491, 190, employer sponsored visa, including 482, 494, 186. We also do DAMA labor agreement stream as well for all these employer sponsored visas. We assist in ART matters. We also do partner visas and parent visas and whatnot. So ART matters and all that. So if you guys have any questions, you want to discuss your profile with me, head to my website at www.ems.com.au. You can book appointment from there. And just letting you know that my consultation charges are $165 for half an hour to 45 minutes appointment or consultation. That includes a written advice in the form of a letter of advice, 2 or 3 follow-up emails within 3 months of the booking of the consultation. And if you sign up within 3 to 6 months of the booking the consultation, then those $165 will become part of the final quote, so you don't lose anything. Remember, guys, at Endeavour Education and Migration Services, our aim is to help you guys to get PR quicker as possible. Okay, and that will only happen if you trust us to help you with this process. So if you guys haven't done so far, please add this number on your WhatsApp, +614521692000, and you can see a lot of links to videos and all those things on our WhatsApp as well. Okay, now how many of you want me to take live calls today? So not all the times, but sometimes we also take live calls, and I want to see how many of you are interested in talking to me. Don't call me as yet. I have to open for calls first. Let me get organized. Don't call me as yet, but I want to first know how many of you are interested to have a chat with me during this live call where we discuss your scenario, we tell you what you can do, what could be your options. Please bear in mind, even though you're talking to us during live show, any information that we share with you is generic only and may not directly apply to your individual circumstances. If you want to get admission, if you want to get advice on your individual circumstances, you would be required to book appointment, and you can do so from our website. Okay. Okay. How many of you are interested in talking to me over the phone during this live show? How many of you are interested? So if you are interested to talk to me during this live show on phone, while the phone is on speaker and everyone is hearing your voice, and we are sitting live here discussing your individual circumstances, how many of you are, if you're interested, raise your hand. If you are interested, please raise your hand. Anju Rai, I can't really suggest you much unless I know your circumstances. Okay. All right, here we go. So we have 51 viewers. I want to gain at least 70 viewers before I am able to take calls. There are a few ways you can do it. Double tap the screen. So double tap the screen and TikTok will automatically invite more people. I want to see those viewers numbers to grow to 70 before I open for calls. Okay, let's double tap the screen. Let's double tap the screen. Someone is asking about geological engineer. What is the scope of geological engineer? Again, engineers are highly required in Australia, and geology related engineers would be required because of the big mining sector in Australia. If you have pretty high points, then you've got great scope of getting invited. Can we apply 482 from 866? No. If you are on a bridging visa A, you can't take bridging visa B because it'll be tricky. But can you as such apply onshore? No. If for you, can you apply onshore? Yes, you can. You're not a section 48 bar, depending upon whether your 866 was refused or not. Please book appointment. Ajit Singh, please book appointment. 186 direct entry Melbourne Metro chef nominations. When should I expect running? So it's taking a long time for 186s these days, unfortunately, but that's how it is. We can't really do much. Here we go, guys. So if you want to speak to me, because there are not many questions coming on YouTube as well as on Facebook, so I'm going to leave that, end the stream there, but I'll continue on TikTok for some time. Or if you guys want to stay here as well, that's fine too. All right, here we go. So you can call me on 0452 169 200. And when you call me, you agree to the terms and conditions that your voice would be broadcasted live on the live show. Okay. And the information that you receive during these live shows, during these live calls, is generic only and may not directly apply to your individual circumstances. So you can call me at 0452 169 200. And for all the TikTok family, please continue double tapping the screen, because that will keep enough people in this live show to keep me motivated. 0452 169 200. So you can't call me from no caller. Okay. So if you're calling me from no caller ID, your call won't be accepted. If you're calling me from WhatsApp, your call won't be accepted. So if you have to call us, you have to call us from your number. Obviously, we are not going to share your number with everyone on live show, but we would have your number. I've had like so many numbers in the past. We have never followed back anything because that's not our strategy. Our strategy is to help you guys making the right decisions. Okay. And we know that if we are able to do that, you are going to bring all the friends to us. Okay. So our strategy is to serve our clients in the best possible way, so they trust us and they become our agents and market us out there. Okay. So if you want to talk to me, you can call me at 0452 169 200. Muftasim is asking, New South Wales 491 rules will be same like last year or will change? Good question. Look, most states would tweak their criteria as per the requirements of that particular financial year. So we expect a little bit of changes. I'm not sure how much changes, but we do expect a little bit of changes. What I could gather from some of those road shows they conducted, and that information some of our colleagues shared with me, in Pathway 1, where we used to be able to make like a direct state nomination application, they might make it ROI based. So they select only the strongest candidates, because last year they had to close that ROI for, so they had to close like state nomination 491 direct application under Pathway 1, I think in February, because they were too crowded in that particular stream. So guys, if you want to, no WhatsApp calls, please. You can't call me on WhatsApp. No WhatsApp calls. You can only call me from Australian number to our number, which is mentioned here, 0452 169 200. Okay, so Alice Spring, motor mechanic, what would be the chances for 186? Pretty good chances because it's a regional area. Okay, as long as the business is sustainable, as long as the business is able, if the nomination goes through and if you meet the criteria, should not be any problem. Okay, so if you guys want to talk to me, you have to talk to me on 0452 169 200. We are taking live calls today. I haven't been able to take anything so far because one person called me on WhatsApp, another person called me with no caller ID. There was another missed call as well, but that didn't last long, so I didn't have opportunity to pick that call. Master of Primary Teaching, pretty good. Primary teachers are also required in Australia, so pretty good. Primary teachers are pretty good. All teaching related occupations are in high priority. Virk is asking, I did cert for 2-year cookery diploma this year. My work experience will count after diploma. So technically, I'll count work experience after the diploma because that is the minimum required qualification if you're going as a chef. But if you're going as a cook, you can calculate work experience even after Cert 3. Umair Ikram, sir, doing job motor mechanic in New South Wales regional. What are the chances for 194 and one don't have test mid pay? Very limited, I would say. Pritham Tejasvi, I am in Sydney waiting for skill assessment ECT. How should I plan? Pritham Tejasvi, I'm in Sydney waiting for skill assessment ECT. How should I plan? This is high time, Pritham, for you to make right decision. I would recommend you to book appointment so I can have a look at your profile, number of points, your current visa, factor everything in, and then recommend you going forward. Okay, 0452 169 200. This is my number. If you want to talk to me, anyone who talks to me during live show will get the same advice as you would get if you book appointment with me. So that's the whole purpose. If I take one call, many of you may have the similar situation or same scenario, and it might benefit you. So you can call me during live show at 0452 169 200. I am working as an EN in Queensland and planning to apply for 190. So usually if you meet the criteria, then you can. But remember, you got to understand beggars are not choosers because ENs have been struggling a lot lately because there are so many ENs and there are not enough invites in last couple of years. So you got to be smart in making those decisions. If you have long time on your 485 visa or any other visa, then you can wait, no issues. But who knows, EN would be kicked out of the skill list, number one. Who knows if it is going to improve or worsen in future. So don't be very, very choosy. If it is easy for you to secure 491 now, go for it. Remember, 491 processing times are 1.5 to 2 years, right? And during that time, you can get invitation for 190 as well. Rishabh Sarna, can you help with skills assessment in cookery? Absolutely, we can do. We do offshore skills assessment with the work experience only. We also help in skills assessment through job ready program. We do that all. Working for New South Wales child protection case worker in regional and 75 points and 1 year of visa left. So if you are in regional, depending upon Queensland is about to open, I would cut to the chase. Your points are not very high, but if your employment is very strong and if it is at skill level 2 and if it is closely related occupation, you should go for 491. Will be much easier, I think. Kin GPM, hot occupation for TR holder with 3 year of expiry date. Send us a message on WhatsApp if you're looking for hot occupations for PR and if you have at least 2.5 or 2.5 years of visa remaining on you. Okay. The trend is trade in construction related field. Okay. Bricklayer, solid plasterers, wall and floor tilers, glaziers, okay, cabinet makers, these are some of the high end occupations at this moment for invitations in Queensland. with 3 months of work experience in any of the trade related occupations, especially in construction field, you can get 190 with 3 years of work experience. So employment has to be very, very strong though. Okay, so you got to understand your employment has to be very, very strong. Please don't ask the same question. What is the processing time for 186? In regional, it is in priority. It can take up to 4 to 5 months or sometimes 6 months. Make sure your application is complete and decision ready. Okay, please don't post the same question again and again. If I'm not picking your question for answering, that means I do not have enough prompt there in your question for me to speak anything in relation to that matter. Okay. Okay, so from Fiji, I have bachelor in early childhood education and care. What visa? So Tabitha, if you are a bachelor's of early childhood education graduate in from Fiji, for you to get skills assessment in Australia, you need at least 7788 bands in IELTS academic to get you registered in Australia, or you need to do ISL PR. Once you are registered, then you can apply under general skilled migration. Okay, your best option could be to come to Australia to study masters in early childhood and then seek PR pathways in future. That could be another option. Lim is asking, can I express expression of interest in Queensland if I'm living in other state? The answer to this question is no. Okay. So Queensland only allows expression of interest and ROI, registration of interest, from the people who are living in Queensland, working, living, and studying in Queensland. Not studying, but working and living in Queensland, or you are living and working offshore. Interstate EOIs are not considered in Queensland. What is the chances of 491 in SA in ICT support 2 years of work experience? So if your employment is strong, maybe 491 an option. Otherwise, explore employer sponsored visas. Arsh is asking, hey, I applied partner visa, got 189 in vision. Should I withdraw other file? Arsha, this is a very complex question. Okay, depending upon how you got invited, you should make your decision accordingly. I think if you have a migration agent who assisted you with this whole process, you must ask this question from the agent. Siksha, hi there, experience in aged care as personal care since 2020. I have skill assessment. Siksha, I'm not sure what is your question. Guys, if you are not able to post your question properly here, and if you want to discuss your options, please send me a message on WhatsApp. Depending upon what your query is, I would be able to help you. Okay, either you would be required to book appointment with me, we can ask you to do so if required, or sometimes we can take your case directly without booking consultation, especially when it is about student visa 485 and if you have course related matters. Yeah, Jethalal, please ask your question. My visa ends at the end of year and my CEO was cancer. Possible to get another COE? Yes, Kipla, absolutely, we can help you. Arvind, we can help you. Just give me a sec and I'll get my counselor to give you a call. Okay, I'll get my counselor to give you a call right away. Okay. Um, Manjot is asking any chance of IT in Western Studies skill assessment software engineering. Manjot सारे IT वाले बड़े tight ने ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ already पता है all over the place they are very they are actually struggling. So unless you have a pathway for employer sponsored visa available, I would not just I would not probably sort of rely on IT and and chances of invitation are limited. So I would probably choose another pathway. Kibet is asking, after you're done with social work in Sydney, what next? What are the available options to pursue? So Kibet, once you are done with Master of Social Work, you are required to get 7 each in IELTS academic, and then you get a skills assessment as a social worker. And if your points are 85 or 80 or 85, and if you have like 1.5 year or 2 years visa remaining on you, then you can get invited for 189. You can wait for that. But if you your points are on lower side, or you are not able to get um, IELTS academic score, then you have to look at other pathways. There are other pathways available as well. I would be happy to help you, Kivit. You please head to my website and book appointment, and I'll be happy to listen to your whole scenario and then provide you advice accordingly. Jetalal is asking, according to last year rule, working an educator in childcare in Tasmania or working in ECT in Victoria, which one has strong chance for 491 with 60 plus 15? Jetalal, I think you'll have strong chance of ECT if you're working as ECT in Victoria for 491. Tasmania can also nominate you as well, but depends if they make any changes to their criteria this year or not. Okay. Avikanda, any chance for community worker in Melbourne? Any advice? So Avikanda, community worker no Melbourne te bade cut chance ne. Outer regional they, if you find a job in regional Victoria, and if your employment is strong, then you may be able to get 491 if your occupation allows. No calls on WhatsApp, guys. Not at all. No calls on WhatsApp. You can only call me from Australian number to our Australian number. No calls on WhatsApp. How long does it take for citizenship approval after passing the test? Good question. So after passing the test, it can take, after passing the test, they have to first approve your citizenship, and then after that they are going to send that information to your local council, and then local council will organize citizenship ceremony. So it can take few months depending upon how busy your council is and how frequently they organize that oath taking ceremony, because you don't become Australian citizen unless you receive that certificate, and that only happens on the same day when you take oath. Okay. Amrit, ART processing times currently are at 2 years, but remember, we got to be careful about that new bill which is about to be passed, uh, which is going to allow the ART to make decisions on your student visa review applications without hearing. And if they do so, then ART processing times are going to become, probably for student visa, maybe 3 to 4 months or maybe 5 months. So we are just waiting for that bill to get on. So quicker you move on to your pathways, the better it is. Lava Shivering is asking, sir, I am a newly graduated RN, live in Brisbane, where the pass is the best place to relocate. I have only 75 points. So Lava sharing, pretty good. You are a newly graduated RN. If you are on a student visa, first thing is to apply for 485 visa. And if you come to us for application for 485 visa, we're going to make sure you have full pathway ready for you going forward. Okay. Where do you start? You start with the first booking appointment with me. So $165 is the consultation charge, but don't worry, these charges will become part of the final quote when you sign up. but at least you'll know what are the options available you have, so you can plan your 1 to 2 years accordingly. When will 189 happen for all occupations? Hopefully next couple of months. Kas Deep is asking, sir, one external auditor. What will happen to external auditors? External auditors can get accepted. They do invite some of those external auditors. Hopefully next round they may select some. So if you guys are interested, if you're really interested in discussing your case with me, you have to book appointment from this website. Okay, I'm again putting the website address here. For all the viewers, you can see the website address is scrolling on the screen. Okay, and in this banner behind me here, if you're on TikTok. Okay. Shiksha, you don't become eligible for employers for general skill migration 491 and 190 with the age care skill assessment. Okay, so you need to have skill assessment in an occupation which is eligible, which is in the eligible list. An eligible list is medium and long term strategic skill list. Okay, so you're not eligible with age care skills assessment. You can't apply for 491 190 no matter what stream, but you can't apply. Uh, so remember, guys, you got to understand every person has many situations that we don't know, and you can't post it here. So I can't really give you all the information. My recommendations are based on your individual circumstances, and I will only be able to assess your individual circumstances in the meeting. All these questions that you ask here will give you a little bit of idea about where you stand at this stage, but final decision you have to make after consulting with me on one-on-one. Okay, so there are a lot of people who are posting questions on WhatsApp and at different platforms. I can only answer as much because I don't know the underlying information. Okay. Dipanshu, ECT 75 points, 189, 80 for 190. Any chance in Western Australia? Dipanshu, Western Australia का criteria, you know, अभी उन्होंने इस साल का criteria भी दिया नहीं है, but 190 आ सकता है आपको. It all depends how long can you wait. So if you don't have a lot of time on your current visa, then probably go for anything, 491, 190, anything. Don't be choosy. Sheetal is saying we applied for New South Wales 190 welding on 7th of June 2024. When will the visa be granted? Current processing times for 190 are roughly 2 years for 90% of the applications. Okay. Satya Prakash, yes, hi sir, how are you? SP here. Yes, Satya Prakash, how are you? Do I do application for Kenyan students as well? Yeah, if you have legitimate finances, okay, if you have legitimate statements, and if your profile is strong, your English is good, and you have good good marks in your year 12 or bachelor's degree or in your diploma, and there's no gap. So those kind of those kind of profiles we can help from offshore as well. Krishna 189 visa grant time for RN recently lodged in August, currently on 407. So Krishanu, we have also launched few applications. Generally, the nurses should not take more than 3 to 4 months, and sometimes 6 months, especially for 189. But it really depends on many different factors. How long does it take to grant 409 successful visa? At least 12 months or longer. No calls on WhatsApp, please. The quota has not been given as yet. We'll hopefully we have that information in next 1 to 2 weeks from today. Samir is asking, hi Mahinder, my 866 visa has got section 48 and is on ART review. Can I apply for it visa? You can't apply while you are onshore. You can apply, you have to go offshore. But you can apply for 494 while you are onshore, depending upon your situation. Okay. Last soul, hello sir, can a restaurant sponsor 7 to 8 chefs on 482? As long as it is a genuine position, um, as long as if the restaurant is too big, then yes, you can. But generally, in restaurants, you got to understand, um, like you could have only as many chefs, right? You can't have like everyone working in the restaurant as chef, so it doesn't make any sense. So you would generally have a restaurant manager, then front of staff, then you have chef or maybe head chef, and then you have couple of chefs, and then you have 3 4 cooks, and then you have 3 4 4 5 kitchen hands in between. But if there are total 8 people working in the restaurant, in the kitchen, and all of them are chefs, one of the nomination is going to fail at genuine position condition. Okay. Okay. So I am not taking any calls. Sorry, guys. We had a lot of time to take calls, but I won't be able to take calls because I have to go in next 2 minutes. So I'll answer some questions while you post those questions here. Richie was asking, "Hi Mahinder, I'm on for it. I'm on visa 500 and on my final year doing my master's degree in IT. What best path?" So Richie, high time for you to figure your pathways. I'm not sure what are you currently doing. Send me a message on WhatsApp for anyone who is studying IT or business or say communication or any other degree which does not lead you to a cut and dry high priority occupation in Australia. You got to understand your PR is difficult. So you got to take prefer, or you got to take something now that allows you to have skills assessment in a high priority occupation, which can materialize in 1 to 2 years. So we have been guiding a lot of people to do trade. It could be carpenter, bricklayer, wall and floor tiler, solid plaster, or cabinet maker. These all courses are high in demand and they're not going anywhere for next 2 and 3 years. So if you are about to finish your master's degree or even bachelor's degree, you don't know what to do, this is something that you need to focus on. So most of these courses are for 1 year or just above 1 year, and then you have to do full-time employment for 1 year in the occupation to get job ready program, and then you can apply for general skill migration as well as employer sponsored visas. Okay, that is very very important. So is law and medicine high priority? Medicine is a high priority all over Australia. Is law high priority? No. Can someone get a student if his father came to Australia as a refugee and is now citizen? If someone came to Australia as a refugee and is now citizen, they can apply. If the child is under 18, still dependent on the father, they can apply child visa if they're also a citizen. Okay, so it will all depend upon what kind of information they have added there. So Richie, anyone who wants to um, study a trade course, you need information, we are happy to help. Send us a message on WhatsApp right away. Aditya is asking, कितना टाइम लगता है ऑस्ट्रेलिया के सिटीजनशिप के लिए? From the time of application can take up to 8 to 12 months. RN 80 points in 119 essay, not invited last year. Financially, any chance this year? Can you get invited this year? Oh, yes, you can get invited this year. Call word, yes. Please send us a message on WhatsApp. Okay, guys, I have to leave now. Almost time for me to leave. If you guys want to take admission, want to discuss PR related course, want to get PR through trade courses, watch my video first. I have explained in detail how you can target your PR through trade courses, especially applicable for those people who are either studying masters in IT, masters in business, or any master in communication, any other master that does not lead you to a cut and dry skills assessment. And if you do not have capability to find job and you have only 2 or 2.5 years visa on you, you are either about to finish master or you have already finished. So get this opportunity, connect with us, and we are going to help you to show you the pathway through trade. And through trade you can get 189, 190, 491, or you can also get employer sponsored visa in future. But you got to line up your occupation with your education. So if your education and occupations are aligned, that is the way to go. Go forward. Remember, Australian migration is all about demand and supply, so you got to understand what is needed at that particular moment. Okay, so whole Australia is undergoing housing shortage. We need people to build those houses. Okay, and that's why we have a lot of trade related occupation being invited, and I don't think it is going to go anywhere for next 2 to 3 years. So if you are looking to take if you're looking to discuss your options, send us a message on WhatsApp, especially if you only want to take admission and stuff. Apart from that, if you want to discuss full profile with me, please head to my website and book appointment. I'll be happy to assist. Okay, all the best, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next live show. Where is the number is mentioned here, +61452169. Gurjit Sani, sir, want to know how much PT score is required to lodge a visa. So Gurjit Sani, for 189, you need at least 6 each. Okay, minimum 6 each. Sir, when can we expect the allocation? Hopefully next 1 to 2 weeks. So if anyone wants to discuss their profile with me, you'll be required to book appointment through the website. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your time. I'm going to see you guys in my next live show. Until then, bye-bye. Take care.